Well, hello. How y'all doing this week? It's another one of me in my car because I keep forgetting to record these at home and I don't have too much time anymore. It's been a really hectic couple of weeks. I went to Montana for the weekend. Got a nice little sunburn, which was really nice. It's been a while since I've had a good time on the river to where I can actually get burnt and get some color. Although it doesn't really show up in this. I'm slightly different tone. Man, some people just really don't know how to drive. Yeah, I finished that Jim Morrison. Finished that Jim Morrison portrait. I'm really proud of it. It came out real good. Sorry, guys. Things in my car. I've been finishing quite a few books. I finished the volume I had of Euripides. I have his Phoenician Woman, Electra, and the Bacchae. Bacchae? I believe it's pronounced Bacchae. But it's about Dionysus. It was Euripides' tragedy about the king of Thebes, if I remember correctly. It starts with a P. Whatever. But he gets killed and everything, and ripped apart by women in frenzy in the Bacchanalian rites, which is a pretty fucking dope story, to say that. But lately I've just been fucking working my ass off trying to come up with some new concepts for paintings. I think the next one that I'm going to do one of James Maynard Keenan, or Maynard James Keenan, whatever the fuck his name is, front man for Tool. We're doing a thing with him, and I have some other ideas in my head. I'm getting closer to finishing up Hegel's Phenomenology of Spirit. I fucking hate it. He seems very pedantic and opaque for the sake of opacity. And just like Kant, a lot of his presuppositions I already just have problems with. But I'll have to finish it and go through some, because there are always people like, oh, you need to watch this breakdown of it. Oh, this person explains it great. As far as what I've been able to research about Hegel is that he never felt understood by anyone, and that he thought nobody ever correctly interpreted his work, as far as I can remember from that article I read. But yeah, like, if you're a philosopher and you might have great ideas, but if you're so fucking incoherent and unable to communicate with other people, what good is your fucking philosophy? If you can't relay and communicate your ideas are useless, and they die with you. Anyways, that's enough about me shitting on Hegel. I think his form of dialectic is very interesting. It definitely was a game changer back in the day. I believe that it's also kind of I don't know. I'll come up with better, more coherent ideas myself eventually to refute his, I don't know what you call it, his ideas of epistemology, ways of knowing and consciousness. I have my own theories, my own thoughts, but they need to be fleshed out properly. But also, someone recommended, when I asked the Advanced Philosophy Meme group, I asked them for book recommends. Someone recommended Philip K. Dick's Exegesis. And oh my fucking god, it's amazing. I have heard of Philip K. Dick because of his novels, and besides him just being extremely fucking famous as a science fiction writer. I'd never actually read any of his books. I've never gone through any of his stuff. But from what I can tell, he's had very similar experiences to ones that I have had. Similar. Definitely not the same. I would recommend. It's a 52-hour. 52-hour book, but I would say it's worth it so far. I'm about 3 hours in, possibly. Fucking amazing thinker. Very familiar with mythology and a bunch of other stuff. It's very much the kind of thing I'm into. I want this fucking stay up. But I will say that his worldview is very interesting. I'll have to listen to it more before I can explain more of it. But I would recommend it. I also want to check into more of his novels. I've also been still catching up on Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations, as well as Das Kapital by Marx. And I will say that I'm not a Marxian. I'm not a Marxist. I think he has lots of problems, but also his dialectical materialism is based in Hegel, which is probably why I have so many problems with it. I just don't like Hegel. Someone has a Deftones sticker. Although it's a very interesting theories of value and labor. Once I finish it, I'll be able to give a better critique. I also need to check out some more books on economy and value theory as well. But I would definitely recommend those books as well. I think just because you don't agree with something doesn't mean you shouldn't look into it. I know there's lots of people that are very left-wing and right-wing among my friends that they refuse to look into stuff just because it's been labeled left or right-wing. It's like, so you don't want to understand your opponent's point of view? What kind of fucking idiot thinks they know everything and thinks they can refute a point that they don't even know about? That's why I'm getting into Hegelian dialectic, as well as trying to understand Marxist theory, because I already don't agree with it, but I'm going to keep an open mind, listen to what they have to say, figure out how they say it and why. Every philosophical book philosophical books usually have a reason for why they were written, be it the times, be it the own writer's personality. And so I'm trying to understand that person and their personality in context of their time. That doesn't mean it can be applied today, or that it's even really any good, or that it was any good then. But you have to read things in the context of which they were written, or else you get lost and you project your own beliefs onto them. So I'm trying to stay away from projecting any of my own ideals, even though I'm very opinionated. But moving on from this, I also read through Plato's Timaeus. Fascinating book. I love how it pretty much starts off, boom, Atlantis. Really weird. And then it goes on to the more mythological stuff and some kind of Pythagorean ideas, I believe them to be. It's very interesting to hear Plato write for someone that isn't Socrates. He likes Socrates is in it a little bit, but it's mostly Timaeus expounding these metaphysical ideas, and it's very much it's probable. It's not a this is how things are, and this is just how it is. These are the facts. No, it's more like this is what we kind of understand at the moment. These are what are probable at our level of understanding, as far as I can tell through the reading. What else have I been up to? I've been thinking about today. This very, very, very popular saying of ignorance is bliss, and I full-heartedly disagree with that, and I think it's stupid. And anytime someone says, "Well, ignorance is bliss," I'm like, is it though? Why do you think that? Are you just fucking parroting something that you heard as a kid? Are you that ignorant that you just fucking parrot? I've seen so many people that, because of their ignorance, they are completely miserable. They're unconscious of the things that they do in life that fuck them over all the time. And you can't point it out to them, because if you do, they just get upset and then they go on another tirade and they're like, it's not my fault, it's their fault. It's like, no, you have to take some responsibility. Everything in your life happens to you because of you. You cannot extract yourself from the equation of your own life. You at some point made a decision that led you on this path. Sometimes you were coerced into it, but most of the time we do things voluntarily because we want to avoid pain, instead of going through the pain and saying, no, fuck you, I'm going to make my own decision. Or because we are greedy and we want to accumulate some sort of material thing, or we want pleasure. Humans are very easily, obviously myself included, we're easily swayed by pleasure and pain, as kind of demonstrated in B.F. Skinner's Science of Human Behavior, Science and Human Behavior. But ignorance being bliss, I've seen so many people that are very ignorant that because of their ignorance, they're miserable. And then I know that there are some that say, well, I know some intelligent people that are really miserable too. It's like, no, they would have been depressed if they were fucking ignorant. Their depression and their pessimism has nothing to do with the amount of knowledge and wisdom that they hold and understanding. They could have none of that and still be depressed. I know lots of people that are also ignorant and depressed. Your depression has nothing to do with your amount of knowledge. It has to do with how you view what little bit you have. As well as many other factors as physiological and environmental. Depression is a very multifaceted illness. But being ignorant of what's going on around you will not make you happy. You should not even look for happiness. Happiness is a byproduct of making the right choices that are healthy for your body and for your psyche. If you pursue happiness, you're always going to be grasping at the air. You're going to be trying to hold oxygen in your hand. You can't fucking do that. But you can breathe. And you can hold oxygen within yourself by just normal breathing, normal living. You'll be able to hold the air, but you can't grab it with your hands. The same thing with trying to... The pursuit of happiness is just bogus. So, as I was saying, ignorance does not equal bliss, but also neither is knowledge. Bliss, it has nothing to do with ignorance. It has nothing to do with how much knowledge you have or your knowledge of the situation. Your bliss is directly proportional to the amount of your attachment to the situation. If you are attached to temporal things, you will be miserable. If you enjoy the temporality of things, you will be in a constant state of bliss, because you will recognize that you can never grab onto the water of what you think is permanent. You can't try to hold the ocean in the palm of your hand. If you get my metaphor. But if you recognize that you can swim through the ocean, then you'll be happy. Because this life is temporal. The only permanent thing is change. We are in a constant chain of evolution. And to try to keep things the way that they were the moment that you had that dopamine release that made your body feel nice, you'll never be able to repeat that. So don't even try. Look forward to the ever-changing kaleidoscope of life. And happiness will just be a normal part of who you are. You will be in a constant state of bliss. Not because of your ignorance, but not because of your knowledge, but because of your enjoyment of being detached from permanence. You'll be able to enjoy things as they are without trying to keep them a certain way. You can let things breathe, let things grow. And that's how you'll attain peace and happiness. But is it an emotion that you should try to sustain? Fuck no. Humans are meant to experience the full range of emotions in varying intensities. But the minute that you think that your life is only going to be one, you're in for a rude awakening. Anyways, it's my rant for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for bearing with me through all the camera fucking moving and all this bullshit. I would like to say, if you made it this far and you enjoyed my rambling, hit like, subscribe, share this video if you find my ramblings of any value. Share it with someone that also is into the same subjects. Please drop in some of the comments of your own ideas, your own viewpoints on these things. Do you think ignorance is bliss? If so, why? We'll have a discussion in the comments. Also, check out my website, EzekielSchmidt.com. There's still that discount code for 15%, Mercury. Put that in, you'll get 15% off prints. Check it out. Please help support me. That way I can fucking not have to sell my soul to Jeff Bezos for too much longer. I'm trying to get our business off the ground. And I got some really decently priced posters. There's some good canvas prints. Great gifts. I got shirts, shoes. I'm getting my shoes soon. I can't wait. I got my Hermes shoes. Check it out. If you don't want that art, just share my website to someone else who does like art. They can at least look through it and see what they think. You know. But I hope y'all have a great day. And I'm going to go hang out with my nephew. So, peace.